Hey guys, it's CMS-Connected here at Sitecore Symposium in Orlando. I am joined right now with George Tucker, and he is from RAC, Western Australia. How are you doing today, George?
Fantastic. I'm having a great symposium.
Yeah, absolutely. Such a great event. So let's jump right in. Can I get you to tell us a bit about your company and your relationship with Sitecore?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're based in Perth, Western Australia, which is obviously quite far from here at the moment, but we're a membership-based organisation, so we're always trying to make the most for our members. And we have a whole range of different products and services, from insurance and roadside assistance and that sort of thing, right through to travel products and even holiday resorts and tourism. So we've been dealing with Sitecore for, I think, around the last 5 years in the current implementation, and within that we've been constantly upgrading and all that sort of thing, and then obviously getting SBoss in to help out where they can.
So why did you originally decide to be a customer of SBoss, and how long have you been using SBoss?
Yeah, so we got SBoss in to do a number of things, but basically it was to upskill our teams, to make sure that the teams across our entire digital platform knew exactly what the capabilities were and also how to implement that as well. We are quite strong technically from an internal perspective, but also we have a technical implementation partner, but we're really looking to SBoss to be able to provide that really sort of deep knowledge and insight to help out our digital strategies going forward and make sure that we're headed the right direction as well.
So how long have you been using SBoss?
I think we're around about 4 years. So pretty much from when we started the most recent implementation, we went ahead and made sure that we were getting it right from the start.
Right now, I am joined with Luke Williams from Australian Catholic University, and I am also joined by Alison Sainsbury, and she is a senior marketing consultant with SBoss. So I'm going to start with you, Luke. Can you tell us a bit about Australian Catholic University and your relationship with Sitecore?
Yeah, sure. Australian Catholic University is one of Australia's youngest universities, but it has grown very rapidly. So we have about 35,000 students, which sort of puts us in the mid. From a size perspective, we have about 3,000 staff. But one of the complicating factors, I guess, of us as an organisation is that we're spread geographically right down the eastern seaboard of Australia, which means we have about 8 campuses. And so in each of the markets that we operate, we're quite a small player, and I guess that puts some unique challenges on us as a brand. We've been working with Sitecore as our content management platform and experience platform for about 2.5 years now. We started with an implementation for our current students to run our student portal, but recently we've really pushed into the recruitment space with Sitecore, and that's where we're working with Alison, we're working with the Sitecore team, we're working with the SBoss team to really take us on that journey.
Wonderful. So you're an SBoss customer. Why did you decide to start using SBoss, and when?
Yeah, so our website rebuild project was a very large project, spanned probably about 18 months from start to finish. The reason we chose to engage and use the SBoss program was that we could see that while the implementation, I guess, everyone's done website rebuilds, it's a fairly standard project, but as we were pushing into wanting to use Sitecore to its full potential and to really achieve our vision for personalised student recruitment and the effectiveness that brings, we wanted the help of experts to take us on that journey. And I could see that the SBoss program would be a really good way to align our internal IT, the business, the requirements, the strategy, and also working with our partners just to help get everyone on the same page, galvanised around what we're trying to do. And so we brought the SBoss program in about 2/3 of the way through our implementation. And that was a really good time because we still had the scope to actually implement what came out of the SBOS program, but it also really set us up well to transition into operations.
Right now, I'm joined by Oscar Tillander,
Yeah.
and he is the Global Digital Project Manager at Husqvarna. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very fine, very good actually. Yeah, it was been a good day so far. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. There's been so many good conversations
very much,
happening,
yeah.
and it's been awesome.
Yeah.
So, the first thing I kind of want to know, would you be able to explain and tell us a little bit more about your company and your relationship with Sitecore?
Yes, I can do that. I'm part of Husqvarna Construction Division, which is one division within Husqvarna Group, which is a very old company. We've been around for 330 years, roughly. So it's twice the age of General Mills, almost. And here, I mean, and Husqvarna Construction, we are, a lead producer of construction equipment within the concrete industry, and that is why. Yeah. But we're moving away from very much product focus to be more customer oriented. So that's why we're using Sitecore as our platform. Yeah. So we're actually striving to be more. To take that in consideration very much when it comes to digital commerce, personalization, connectivity, and so on. Yeah.
Wonderful. And so I understand that recently you've started using Sitecore's SBoss services.
Yes.
How's that been going?
It's been good. Actually, yeah. We've been using them maybe for 1 year. Initially, it was through our IT department that had the agreement with Sitecore, but we moved a little bit and made some internal transitions. So now we are from the business side taking direct contact with Sitecore, and we will see that with much better leverage of the input from the SBoss team compared to before.
With SBoss, where does the SBoss team and Allison fit in?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we ran the project with a project manager and a project team that was made. We had contractors. We also had our partner who came in to provide resourcing for that project. But we also have an operational team, the business as usual team who are going to inherit what the project delivered. So the SBoss, working with Alison, she came in and worked with that entire team. And we really, as I said, we used that program to bring everyone together and put everyone on the same page.
So with SBoss, do they work with your team independently or do they work under your project management?
Both, I would say. Yeah.
Oh,
so initially we could say that through our product management or IT department, but now we have a direct dialogue with the SBoss team, especially around personalization, but also when it comes to the strategic framework that has been developed by Sitecore. We're using that for our internal alignment with our strategies towards our digital goals that we are trying to will be the foundation of our personalization journey eventually.
But we work directly with SBoss, and they come in, they do workshops with our people, sit down and go one-on-one and go through our strategies that we've got in place, and also literally sit there and help us out trying to set things up when they're just not quite right.
So in this particular case, we were working with Luke's team, with the digital operations team, and then the internal IT team, marketing, the partner, etc. And, we work really closely with them when we do this. We really become part of the team. Quite often I end up with an email address at the particular customer and on their Slack channels and the rest of it, and I slip into the we language, which I did with you guys as well. Luke conveniently wasn't terribly far away, so he's only over at North Sydney. So quite a bit of time spent, with them, and just, like I said, side by side, showing them how to do things, how to get everything up and running. I have little kind of fist pumps in my chair when they hit a milestone and stuff like that. So we become really invested, actually. So, yeah.
So we do have a future roadmap, and our ambition is to lead the sector. Our ambition is to use Sitecore to its full potential. So that's an ongoing path. That journey never really finishes. And so the way I see it is, while it'd be wonderful to be completely self-sufficient in that, I'm quite aware that we are working with a very capable product. And to get the full potential out of it, you have to invest in the expertise. And so I see within the SBOS program a really efficient way of bringing that expertise into the team as and when it's required, and setting our team up for the next stage of that roadmap so that we can be self-sufficient in the future, but as we progress and as we try to do something more ambitious, then we bring the expertise back in.
So have you dealt with, upgrades and changes with SBoss since you've been using it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it was early last year, we upgraded to Sitecore 9 and went through the technical implementation for that. And part of that was actually getting SBoss in to help us out and plan the digital strategy for being able to have our performance analytics team and our marketers to actually be able to utilise the platform. So coming in and making sure all the goals are set up correctly so we can utilise the engagement scores and all of the great stuff that Sitecore actually gives us.
Mm-hmm. Where is SBoss really making a difference to help your organization succeed?
I think right now we've been using the SBOS team to validate our takes on personalization, for instance. This is an uncharted territory for us. We're not accustomed to work like this. So we've been using their expertise, and also when we had got input from our existing partner, we had the SBOS team to validate. All these findings. Are they relevant? Can we do it like this? Would this make sense for us in the future to use this as a basis for the personalization of the platform? And I think we've seen that many partners, they might be good at development work, but they lack the understanding of the capabilities of the platform. And we don't want to just buy a state-of-the-art platform and just utilize 10% of its capabilities. We could use any platform then. And I think that is why we want to use the capabilities of SBoss.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your insights with us today.
Yeah, no problem.
Where have you seen SBoss really make an impact for RAC?
Yeah, for us, it's really about lifting the skills within our own internal teams so that we can make the product work better for us. And we just see that sort of wider base of using, getting a return on investment is really what it's about. Mm-hmm. We have this great product and sometimes people go down this route and not quite use it all. And that's where we really want to start expanding our own internal team's knowledge of the product and also how to implement it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today, George.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Of course. From a Sitecore perspective, can you explain to us just how SBoss has actually been able to have an impact on the university?
Yeah, sure. So, Luke and his team had a really good vision. As he said, they're a mid-sized university. They're not one of the big ones. But I think in some respects that allows them to be a little bit more daring, a little bit more nimble, not to have to kind of work through some of the layers of bureaucracy. So there was a great vision they had in place. As he said, we came in about 2/3 of the way through. And our job then is to look at that and help them work out how they're really going to do that, how they're actually going to use the tools, who do we need to work with across the team and the partners to enable them to put that in place, to create the right rules, to measure and the impact and report back on that. So it's very hands-on. There's a certain amount of theory, but it's not like the high-level strategy piece. They've already done that work, and they've also done the work we're doing the work of building the platform. Our job is in the middle, because customers, they have this amazing tool which has incredible capabilities, but it's a little scary sometimes and they don't know where to start. So we're there to help them. We're there to help them and work it out and go, okay, you have this huge vision. This is exactly how we're going to put it in place, and I'm going to sit with you and I'm going to show you how to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely seems like a very useful program that you guys are now offering. Well, thank you so much for answering my questions today, you guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.